Who here believes in miracles? All right, we got some hands. Good. Maybe Chem 105. You're hoping for a miracle? I believe in miracles. I'm hoping that I don't pass out during this presentation. That would be a miracle. I know that there are lots of different miracles that we hope for. Everyday miracles even. Some are big, some are smaller. Maybe you're hoping that that girl 2 rows in front of you that looked at you twice during the last presentation is going to ask you out after this. That would be a miracle, wouldn't it? Well, whatever your miracle is, there's something that we can do to invite miracles into our lives. And I believe that whether your miracle is to pass your final exams, to get the date, or to change something inside of you, which to me is the greatest miracle of all, you can invite miracles into your life today. Jesus taught us in Mark chapter 9 that all things are possible to him that believeth. So believing is a key component of miracles, is it not? Definitely is. For example, let me tell you about a friend of mine, Chris, who was trying to have a miracle in his life. Chris was trying to overcome an addiction to coffee. He was meeting with missionaries and he was telling the missionaries, look, elders, I want to give up coffee, I really do. Now the missionaries believed that Chris could do it, and Chris himself believed he could do it. But was belief enough? Was it enough for this elder to just say, Chris, you got this, man. We believe in you. You know, seeing is believing and believing is you. You got it. It doesn't work that way. I mean, you can say that, but that's not enough. So Elder Parks, this missionary, knew that he needed to take action. Because in James chapter 2, we learn that faith without works, being alone, is dead. That's right, faith without works is dead. So Elder Parks took action. Elder Parks took action. So he said to Chris, my friend, who was trying to quit coffee, Chris, where do you get your coffee every morning? Do you go to Starbucks? You get it at 7-Eleven? Where do you get your coffee? And Chris goes, oh, no, I have a coffee machine in my kitchen. Elder Parks thinks, he says, Chris, can I meet your coffee machine? Elder Parks goes in, meets the coffee machine, and he says to me while we're walking into the kitchen, he says, Pat, go to your house, grab a broom, meet me in the driveway. I thought it was strange, but I did. I obeyed. I went and get a broom, and I come back across my front lawn, and there's Elder Parks and Chris standing in the driveway. With the sun setting behind Elder Parks, his silhouette with his golden blonde hair, and a coffee machine held high above his head. Boom! And he smashes the coffee machine into a million pieces. We swept it up, had a prayer, and that was the end of the lesson. So it wasn't just belief, but it was action, practical, real action that made a miracle happen in Chris's life. D. Todd Christofferson of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles was training some mission presidents in 2011, and he told them about faith as a principle of power. He said that there's a level of faith that helps us to change what is, or to make things happen that otherwise wouldn't happen. That's the level of faith that we need, that you need, if you are going to invite miracles into your life. Now I have another friend named George Seipel, who experienced something traumatic that changed his life forever. 3 years ago, he had a blood clot in his right leg that led to his right knee being amputated. They had to amputate his leg because of this blood clot, and after amputation, George had to learn everything again. He couldn't even sit up in his bed. He obviously couldn't walk. Everything changed about George. He felt like he wanted to die. He told his wife over and over that he wanted to die. George was in a rough situation, and he believed that God was there. He knew God was there, that God was willing to help him. But it wasn't enough for George just to believe. George had to act. Just like you need to act to make that miracle happen. Just like that girl ain't going to come talk to you if you just sit there and wink at her. You've got to go talk to her and make it happen. So George made something happen. With the help of friends, his wife, and a lot of other people, George got a prosthetic leg and started to learn how to walk again. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you my friend, George Seipel. Come on up, George. So now George comes to the stage. I've already talked to George and he's consented to do this. He's happy to do this. George walks up to the stage with his prosthetic leg and gives a short 15-second testimony, if you will. He says, God is real. God loves us. With faith and hard work, we can invite miracles into our own lives. And you can too.